Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful night.
Good morning.
Morning,
Good morning.
morning. I'm gonna start. So I should have done this. I said I'll be going over the 5K lists. So we get the list on Sunday or Monday, and then Wednesday midweek, go over it and see how the plays are going. But yesterday, I think I forgot about it. So I'll go over the list today. And what we had this week was Crowd, ZS, Futu, and SE. So we said that the 5K plays will focus mostly on the 1, 2, 3 pullback. And these plays, they were supposed to create 3 lower lows. So basically, the key play is bearish continuation, because if they're supposed to create lower lows, it means these stock are supposed to be trending down. Now, you would either get the first thing that has to happen is a pullback, and then if it fails to go to the previous highs, you're getting a put, and you're watching for 3 consecutive lower lows, or if it makes 2 consecutive lower lows and an inside bar, you watch for the 4th day, because that inside bar, it can mean either that stock wants to go back up, get another pullback, or it's just anytime we have an inside bar, it's a constriction. So you're always expecting something to happen. And that's what happened yesterday. We had all these Crowd, ZS dropping, and they're still dropping. Okay. So I've already cautioned that I usually caution, and I see people still only focusing on the pullback. And that's what I saw you guys, some guys were playing Futu calls when it was pulling back. And of course, when you're playing pullback, your mental, your psychology tells you this stock should be going up. And I was seeing somebody was saying, oh, I want it to go to 64. But you should be anticipating it to create a lower high. It's not you changing your mindset now to want this stock to go up. Because the key play is supposed to be the bearish trend, not the pullback. So if you're playing pullback, you're using the profit you made from the pullback to get puts, because that's the key trend in this strategy. You're supposed to be trending down, and the key play is supposed to be puts. So if you're playing a pullback and you're not playing the bearish trend, which is the key for this strategy, then you're really, you're still leaving out where you should be getting the most money from. Okay, so I'd say at least each of these play should give you the minimum 1,000. Okay, that's the minimum, and we'll see. Even if you look at the charts, you will see this the contracts are not. Even if you're playing weekly expiry, the contracts are not expensive. If somebody had looked at these stocks from Monday, by yesterday, you should have made 5,000. And by just putting in, I said you only need to put in, start with the 500 to 1,000, and you can play one play, then whatever you make, get the profit, you play another one like that. But by the end of the week, these plays should make you 5,000 just from this strategy. Now, the problem is some people have not even to this stock. So like yesterday, if you had gotten Crowd or ZS, it's still dropping this morning. Futu, from that day, it pulled back on Tuesday. After that pullback, it created a lower high. Should have gotten puts, because if you're expecting it to go higher is where you're saying, I'm holding calls. And this is a mistake we see every week. And every week I explain, we are not expecting it to go up. The key, we want it to create a lower high so that this strategy works. We don't want it to go back to the previous high. If it goes, then it means now we are shifting our strategy from looking at puts and now we are looking at calls. But the main thing is we wanted to create a lower high for this strategy to work. Okay, so the problem with now being bullish and only looking at bullish trends, you don't even see that this stock has created a lower high. Okay. You're focused now because you got in calls, you want it to go up, and you will see some people saying, oh, I'm holding the calls, I want it to go up. Instead, you should have sold your calls, use the profit to get puts. Okay, so crowd and ZS, photo, and AC. Now, I know if I ask this question, some of you will be like, no, no, no. So I said every Friday I'll be asking, did you trade any of these stocks? And the answer will be no from most of you, which is unfortunate because somebody has directed you where to simplest strategy to make this money. They gives you the plays, and it's not about confusion or calls or puts. No, the key play is to get puts. If you want, you can trade the pullback, but the key play is puts. Do I have to ask that question? Judy, have you traded any of these stocks?
No.
Terry, have you traded any of these stocks? Nyagot, have you traded any of these 5K plays? You're mute. Atis, have you traded any of these stocks?
I traded crowd. This is Terry. Yeah.
You traded, are you still holding?
No, I sold.
When did you sell?
I sold yesterday.
Okay. How many contracts did you trade?
2.
Anybody else? I know Leroy still had puts for more than 0. Anybody else? Ruth, I saw you and I know you're quiet. Where is Ruth?
Virginia, what? No.
I said I'll ask you, Ruth, have you traded any of these stocks? I'm asking you now. Have you traded any of these stocks?
You know what, Virginia? I did have them on my list, but no, I didn't get a time to really look at it. So I can't trade a stock if I can't track it.
It's not about tracking it. I told you this place you can safely hold. It was
Okay.
trending down the whole day yesterday and is still dropping today. It's supposed to create 3 lower lows. There is no tracking you need to do. You just
Okay,
go to the
Virginia, next week.
chart.
Next week. Hold me to that. Next week. Okay.
So
I'm gonna try today and see you know, if I could trade it. But next week I'll be on that list.
So last week was the same story.
Who?
So
last week I never spoke.
I said last week we had, so this I said each Sunday or Monday, the potential 5K play will be listed here, especially the 1 to 3 pullback. On Sunday, the other Sunday we talked about 1 to 3 pullback. This last Sunday I still explained 1 to 3 pullback.
Yeah, I missed
This is
those 2
what
Sundays.
we had. Tesla, which paid really well. We had
yes, I did Tesla, Virginia.
SMSI,
I did.
Paid really well. We had Netflix, paid really well, and I added SE. So we had SetG, Moderna as SE, and Baba and Baidu, and they all paid really well. And I said, Moderna is still dropping, and I told you guys this strategy is not for the weak. You buy time, because if it's supposed to be a stock failing to pull back and continuing down. Moderna broke 80, it's at 76. So this is a stock you would still be making money from, just from this strategy. Okay. Baidu, they kept dropping. Netflix, after earnings, it went up. Then we had a pullback, and then it hasn't still hit the 50% retracement. SMSI it went down. Okay. So I said, okay, so you guys didn't look at it last week. So this week, and you guys were like, oh yeah, we will. Same story.
Sorry, Virginia.
Okay. So crowd, this was Friday. It had already created the first lower low. Okay. So when you guys were supposed to play, this was Monday. It dropped, and then it had a slight pullback. Didn't even go anywhere. So this was Monday. If we look, this was Tuesday. So we go to a 1 hour chart. I was running a low fever. So this was Monday. It had a slight pullback up to 184. So here, I told you guys, you're looking at two levels. So this 193, this is what will guide you if this stock has created a lower high. Okay, and this was the first move, so this one was what it had already made. So if somebody had missed this, you have to watch for it to pull back. If it's creating any level lower than this, is a lower high, you're getting puts, and it's going to break this. So even from this level, just going to retest and break this level, you already have 10 points in your pocket, 11 points, without even, stressing over it. You already know this stock is going to drop 11 points, okay? And it's going to break this level. So now you're looking at another level here. This is now the target to break this retest or break this level, 160. Okay, because we knew we are going to break this. It had already done the first lower low. Okay, so we knew it was going to break 173. So that's what happened. We had, after that pullback, we were coming down the hollow yesterday. Okay, so if you're buying time with these contracts, you can trade weeklies, you can be selling, taking profit every day, but you're leaving your runners, which you've bought yourself, time. Okay, so that if you're buying weeklies, if this stock decides to pull back, you don't lose on your money. So you can be taking profits on the weeklies, but the longs, the one you've bought yourself time, you're still holding because we've broke this level. How the daily chart works. So when the market opens, this will have created a new low because we have broken below this level. Okay, so it will be going to break this level. We'll now have created a third lower low, because here I told you guys, whenever it creates an inside day, don't start now jumping on calls. No, wait for that next day, because this inside day, the stock can go either way. It can either go back up or it can continue down. So you're looking at these two levels. If on that inside bar, the top of it and the bottom of it. Okay. So the whole of yesterday, there was no worry. There's no route. Even if you're at work, all you needed to do is get in on this play. Not even yesterday, but on Tuesday, because it created a lower high. And you're buying yourself time so that you don't need to monitor it. It's supposed to break the previous support, and it did.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
ZS is the same thing. They're both tech stocks. And these are all in momentum lists. ZS, Crowd, Futu, SE. So if your stock is in the momentum list, you're expecting it to fill those gaps. So the same thing, it had already, so we had this one on Monday, it went down. We had a doji here, indecision, it's an inside bar. So there you don't just jump on calls. You wanna see if it's creating a lower high, then it means you're having that continuation down. And the goal was to break this level, and it broke this level. So the whole of yesterday had already given
recorded.
I'd already given the plan for the week. For the whole week, I gave you guys the plan of the trends to expect from Monday to Friday. Okay, so it came from 177, dropped to 158. So if you are playing this pullback, so it came from 158 to 167, it's about 10 points, but clearly it's a lower high. This is 177, this is 167. It's a 10-point difference. You can clearly see this is a lower high. So you're buying puts and you're buying yourself time, and you can buy weeklies. The contracts, this ZS, even if you went out of the money, the 150, you can all look and see. The 150, $157.5 put. It was $46 yesterday morning. So here, that's what I say, buy 10 contracts, put in 500, even if it's one play, you're going all in 500. This contract previously came from 350, dropped to that 46. So you're anticipating this top because you know you're going to break this previous support. This was the day it came from. This contract was $46. This contract was $41 on this day. It went to 350. So if you already know you were anticipating to break this level, it means you're anticipating that contract is gonna go back to that 350 and even go higher if we are supposed to create 3 lower lows. So it went back to $46 yesterday. So you are buying 10 contracts. Just yesterday, even if you're saying, okay, let me secure my money, it went up to 240. So if you have 10 contracts, you've spent 460. That's what I say. You 500 should make you at least 1,000, 2,000, or even sometimes 5,000 if we have that move all the way going to the third lower low. So yesterday, 10 contracts, 460. I know you people gamble more money and you lose more money playing stocks. You should not even be trading. So this is one strategy that it works. It's been shown again and again how it works. So you're going all in 10 contracts. Yesterday, this one play would have made you 2,000. Just ZS by itself. Donna. Huh? Did you trade ZS?
Oh, no, I didn't trade ZS. I traded Crowd 2 days ago.
So you traded the pullback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is what I keep telling you guys. Stop trading those pullbacks because you miss on the key play. You did that with the SMSI last week. You
Mm-hmm.
traded the pullback, you didn't trade continuation. You're doing the same thing. Majameni.
Can you, while you're fussing, can you please look at FUTU, FUTU?
It was in the same. I'm going to look at it. It's still under there. You guys played the pullback. So ZS, this is the goal, to go back to this support here, 146. And it's not far. It's already almost going to that level. It's at 155. That's just 10 points away. So we have 149 here. Then we have 146. You're going back to where you came from. So if we did go back to this 178, we're going back to 146. The strategy is that simple. But the minute you're now going to play pullback, this pullback, and then you're not playing the continuation, which is the key play. Okay. FUTU was the third stock in that list. And I said I'm not gonna, I'm like, that pullback is supposed to make you money, you jump on puts. You sell your calls, you jump on puts. The computer is getting slow again. We need to delete something. Okay, so here it had consolidated. It's on the momentum list. It had gone up to 67 or 68. It consolidated here. This indecision days, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we already know it's going down. Okay, it had come down, and here had a double bottom. So we knew every time. I explained last week with Tesla, if it creates a double bottom, you don't count that as an inside day or it has broken. It has to be a clear lower low. So this was when we had a pullback. The pullback, you are not expecting it to go back to this level. No. You are expecting it to create a lower high. So when you're playing a pullback, don't start switching the rules. And you're like, oh, I want it to go to 64. I want it to go to 66. I want it to go to those levels I give, yes. But you know this strategy. It's not supposed to go back. It is supposed to create a lower high. So here you would have played your calls, use your profits to get puts. So this is very clear. Just get puts, you are leaving it. It is going to break this level. You are going to break this level. And it did break. And it's still dropping. So this is the previous support. We are supposed to break below 52. It's close. It's just 4 points away. So 52, 67. And then you look, if we break 52, the next support, 46. So how simple plays clearly spelled out what you're supposed to be looking at, and you guys just do the opposite. Let's play pullback, forget about it. And it's funny how it's the same thing last week, SMSI, pullback. Continuation, no. This week again, pullback. This continuation, no. And then you guys miss making this 5K very easily. If you look at the contracts for these puts, they were cheap. This would have been another, you're securing another 2,000. So already I tell you guys, if you follow this strategy by Wednesday, you're not buying one contract, Terry. You're not buying two contracts. You're going all in with at least 500 because one play, you're going all in on a quality play that you're guaranteed will make you at least 1,000, 2,000. And I decided I'll be putting big stocks and also small stocks because people are usually scared when you just put big stocks. They're like, oh, they're expensive. They are not expensive. So this week I put both small and big ATR. So we know this SE. This stock has been dropping for years. Okay, we had a pullback. This reported earnings and continued dropping all the way to 34. Okay, so this 34, I told you guys, just 50%, 67 minus 34, that is 33. 33 divided by 2, that's 16.5. So let's just add 16 to this. It was supposed to go to 50. 50% retracement. It didn't. It rejected 50, it hit 48. So clearly this was a lower high. It didn't even go to 50%. And this stock we were, I don't know if Tosh is here. You are trading it going up. So if it's not hitting 50%, you don't need anyone to tell you get puts. Get puts. It was supposed to go to you, just the simple math. You can either draw the retracement or just do this. I can do this math in my head. It's just a two-digit stock. It didn't go to 50. When was this? Last week. I'm equipping you guys with this so that you don't have to rely on anyone to tell you, now do this, now do this. So these are stock which was bearish, trending down for months. Here, it was supposed to go. So those people who are trading it going up, it was supposed to go. You do the 50%, 50. It did it. It hit a lower high. 48.32 is not 50. Even if it's rejecting by $1 or a point, it's a rejection. You're getting puts. So of course you might think, okay, it will try again. So this is where the strategy comes. It came down. When it pulled back, it didn't even go to this, created a lower high. So when it's not even going back to this level, then you're expecting continuation, you're going to break this level. It broke this level. Another pullback we had here. So this is what you guys were supposed to play this week. The pullback on Monday. You would have made money with this pullback from 43 to 46. I know you might say it's a small stock, but it had been dropping. So if you're buying a call in the money, this is not where you're buying 55 call. I don't want to get about strike price. Okay, you're buying in the money. You know you are not supposed to go back. It's not supposed to go back to heaven. No. It failed to hit our goal of $50, the 50% retracement. So you already know I'm expecting it to create a lower high. It did. 48, 46, get puts. Day 1, day 2, still dropping. So it's supposed to, the previous support here, 40, okay? Or if it continues, it's going back to 35. And this time I said I'll just give 4. And those were the plays. From Monday, they were already giving you setups from Monday. Pullback, continuation. Anyway, so that's for the 5K plays. Meta was also in the 1, 2, 3 pullback. Now, this is what I said yesterday morning. If you want to trade, you are anticipating to trade this stock for earnings. There's no way you are waiting here the day off. So from last week, we knew Meta is reporting ER. Should have started getting into that play for last week. And that's last week, it was in the 1, 2, 3 pullback. So it should have made you money even before yesterday. You're not waiting for yesterday and asking, Virginia, what are we gambling? No, and that's what I said yesterday morning. Play, if this stock is trading down today, buy the puts from market open, because I was anticipating we are going to be bearish yesterday. You're buying from market open. You're not waiting until market going to close and you've not made all that money. You have been dropping the whole day. So this was last week. It was in the 1, 2, 3 pullback. It created this one. This was a double bottom, so you can't call it one. It had to break 312. It created a double bottom. It broke it. We had a slight pullback here, inside day. So 2 days, it was not making decision. It was neither breaking above the previous lower high, and it was creating higher low, yes, higher low. It was constricting. It constricted here and constricted here. And then what happened? We came down. So this was from last week. Okay, so for earnings, the reason why you're hedging with a call is because earnings, we don't know what they're gonna say or the guidance they're gonna give. That's why I said you trade the puts, you sell, and then you're leaving a runner and hedging with a call. You've already made profit with this stock. So if you're waiting to buy pre-market, market close to swing, you didn't play this stock the whole day. You're waiting for market close to get in. Who traded Meta yesterday? Judy. Did you trade Meta yesterday?
I'm in my shell, Olivia. I'm Virginia.
So this whole day it was trending down. There's no way you can be waiting to buy your puts here expensive, and yet the whole day it came from 309 all the way to 298, 11 points. So you would have been making money with this from last week when we were playing the same 1, 2, 3 strategy. The strategy doesn't end in 1 week. It can take up to 2 weeks or even longer. It's a bearish strategy. You're going back to where you came from. We came from 274. So this would have been making you money from 318 all the way. You would have gotten in here and then sold yesterday and then leave a runner, and you can hedge with a call. But this stock has already made you money. You're not losing anything, even if it doesn't do much. You've already made money with it. Pre-earnings. Leroy, you cannot say this group is about post. No. We do pre and post because every day I'm talking about ER to ER. So how is it that you're saying I only talk about post? No, it's ER to ER. So the goal is now to go to break this 286, and it already broke it because this week, yesterday, the earnings week, it went to 83. So this level, of course, we've broken it. The next one is 274. So even when the market opens, if it pulls back and doesn't go all the way to our 300, your getting put is going to continue down. This is the key to this strategy is supposed to be going back to where it came from. Either it's going back up. If it fails, creates a lower high, then we are looking at hitting the previous lower low, these supports. So that's for post year. If it doesn't go back to 300, any level, especially if it stays below 286, this previous support, then this is the next target level, 274. And this is here, the next support here, 250, 258. Okay. It's not just, this strategy is not just a 1 week strategy. It's a continuation strategy. If that pullback fails, then it's continuation. The same thing for KLAC. And I told Kashiro, if you wanted to play KLAC, you would have traded the puts. You don't wait to buy. I told you guys to be reminding me about ALGN. It is always never included in that. So from last week, if we were, I told you guys, SMSI was in this strategy. There's no way only one semiconductor stock can be in this strategy. If it's one semiconductor stock here, then it means all of them, we are going down. Now, if you're expecting semiconductors to go down, you're also expecting QQQ to go down. So this, from here to here, you don't wait the day off. If you're trading QQQ, I will keep saying and I'll still say it. If you're trading QQQ and you're not trading a semiconductor, you're busy there trying to, QQQ, we know it's going down. Buy yourself time, buy Friday expiry. Leave those because we are going down. Then you can do the lotos. But if you're going trading QQQ, you must also trade a semiconductor stock. NVIDIA, SMSI, AVGO, LRCX, KLAC here, AMD, QCOM. You have options. You have big ATR, you have small ATR. You have those people claim they're expensive, you have the cheap one. Trade at least one semiconductor. They will make you money because if QQQ is dropping, then these semiconductor stocks are also dropping. If you're trading crowd puts, you should be trading SPY puts too. So here, lower high, it's been dropping ever since. You can't be telling me you're waiting for this day to get puts. So if it pulls back, this is the previous 474. So any level below 474, it's still continuing down. This strategy is for bearish continuation. So we already broke this previous support here. So we knew you're going to break this. The next one is 440. It breaks 440. It's just about going back to where it came from. from 440, it filled a gap to 418. So it means this stock, if we have bearish continuation, it can go all the way to 418. So we talked about LGN last earning. This last year, it went up. And I said, the same thing I'm talking about now, ER to ER, Leroy, ER to ER. You would have gotten puts to 342, pullback 375, lower high, puts. It is still dropping. ER to ER. You don't wait the day off. Look at it. Terry, you don't wait for the day off. Even if you didn't play the past 2 months, look at it at least a week or 2 weeks before. So from Monday, if this stock is reporting on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday pre-market, you're looking at it from Monday, immediately from Monday. Go identify the trend. It's bearish. Since it hit that level, the previous earnings, and we spoke about this, and I told you guys, this stock, they always forget to list it, and I always miss it. It would have made you money before. So here, you're not depending on this move overnight. It has made you money from 417 to 268. 268. It has moved down over 100 points. ER to ER. 413, pullback, 375. ER to ER. There's no way I've said that we only trade post-ER. We've talked about this. We talked about this in the watch list criteria. If you've never watched that training, I sent the videos to those people who don't. The watch list criteria, we have 2-month low, we have pre-market, pre-ER, pre-earnings, and post-earnings. If you identify the trend after these earnings, it went for 13. It came down, it pulled back. After it pulls back, it has confirmed the bearish trend. Get puts to the next earnings, or even longer. 375. And I told you that, guys, this is a stock good from that's how it trends. It's a good stock. It's not one to trade every day. It's a long one. Look at these earnings from 363 to 273, almost 100 points. Then went up. So you'd have traded it from April to May, a whole month. Then for 2 months, it was going up. Then these earnings, after it went up, it pulled back. So you'd have played pullback from July to August, a whole month in puts, then a pullback for 2 weeks, and then continuation from September to this month. So you're buying from here, you'd have bought puts a month out or 2 months out for these earnings. You would not be worried every day. Ruth, these are the things you do. ER to ER, stocks like this that you can be in that trade. You're not even worried about it. If your portfolio, you're only dealing with weeklies and lottos, then it means you're not doing a lot of work to find place that you can beat them and not worried about them. You only need to put in the time. And you guys have the knowledge. Is identify the trend after earnings. It went up, pull back, it never went back to this level. Buy puts, buy time. 1 month out, 2 months out, from this to this. So if it didn't go back to this, it's supposed to go back where it came from. Where did it come from? Once 273. This stock is right now below 200. It is down 57 points. How is it? I don't know why they don't put it in the earnings whisper. So you would not even be waiting for this. You would have been waiting to make money, to wake up to money. Terry, we talked about this stock last earnings. I told you guys, this is a stock which is good, earnings to earnings. It's down 57 points. For those people who don't have time to day trade, this is where your focus should be. Just look at stocks that go to Finviz. It will give you a list of stocks reporting earnings that month. There's no way, guys, you can all depend on me to do all these things and come and tell you guys, this is what to do for all these stocks. I've already, and the question is not about which stocks I have never traded. No, it's about you want to find stocks that you can be in them longer. They can make you money. You don't have to worry about them every day. Now is also a good one. Look from this ER, 614, 532, pullback, lower high. Puts, can sell the puts before ER, and then you're hedging with the call. But this waiting the day off, that's where you lose money. So you're not playing the 5K plays. You want to swing. You want to gamble that money for earnings. Okay, so it went up. It needs to go back to 574. If it rejects 574, then we are having bearish continuation. We are looking to break this level, 530. The levels I give you guys is not for one day. So it's either it has to go back. So post-ER, you're not just looking at it that day and then forget about it. It has to go back to this. If not, it's going down to 530. Okay. So yesterday, even when whenever you see Netflix, everything else is dropping and Netflix is just struggling there to stay up. Okay. So it's still creating higher lows, even with those pullbacks post-ER. So this is post-ER. Okay. So we went, on this day, it went to 410. It has still not hit 50% retracement. So watch it today and tomorrow. It either has to break that 419. If it rejects it, because here it hit 410, and then here it broke it to 416. So this is, we knew post-ER, Leroy, if he's here. So we went to 410. We knew it was supposed to go to 419. 50% retracement was 419. So when it pulled back, created a higher low, and here this is a 1 hour squeeze. So you're getting calls still to try. A stock will try up to 3 times. Up to 3 times. Here it failed, pull back. If it pulls back is a higher low, getting in a call, it did try again here. It failed. This is barely a pullback. Okay. Tried here, it's hit what? 418. 418.87. So it was almost hitting the 419, 50% retracement. It only rejected by 16 points, 16 cents. This. Okay. So we have a pullback because it rejected that level. Even if it's by cents, it's a rejection. So the pullback that it did yesterday, barely, this happened after market close. But yesterday, everything else was dropping. And look at, even if you go to 15 minutes, Netflix, it wasn't dropping like everything else. This drop has happened post after market close. So look at yesterday. It was just ranging. It was ranging here. When you see it ranging like that, you see it hit for 18.84. Guys, yani, mtu anawaambia mpaka, sorry, somebody tells you up to what level that stock hits. It is going to 419. Okay. So watch it today and tomorrow because unangoja huyu mama ako na mashida nyingi ndio wafanyie kila kitu na bado yeah. I got her antibiotics yesterday. They sent it in, so at least it's helping her. She's still agitated, so bear with me. Okay. So look at it today. 4.6. So it broke. So the minute we broke above 4.7, we go back to our levels. It needs to stay above 4.07. Now, this is not a good sign when it broke 4.07. That's the key level, 4.07. Now, it needs to stay above that 4.7, our 4.11, if the one you know is 4.11. It needs to stay above 4.11 for it to try, because it still can try. This was the first attempt here, because this was the first close to that level. This was the second attempt. Of course, it almost went to it. So the third time, you don't want to miss the third time. Okay. So 4.9, it's supposed to stay above 4.11. If it stays above 4.11, then it might go to 4.27. The same key levels we were talking about a few months ago before it dropped. 4.27, 4.35, 4.44, 4.53. Then it has never gone back to retest the previous. Yeah, they finally sent the prescription yesterday. Yeah. Okay. So the same levels, but because it broke this, but it's still above 400. As long as it's above 400, it will still try. So look at it today and tomorrow, but this is not a good sign. Just look at it today. If it fails, then get puts. Okay. I want to look at SPY before I look at Lulu. SPY and the QQQ. So SPY, we knew it's going to break 418. It was the third attempt. And I told you guys, the third attempt, you don't want to miss being in that third attempt. I know some of these plays, if this is why you buy time, because if you are waking up to this pullback, if you have Friday expiry, then this pullback might not affect you so much. Okay, but it broke 418. The whole day yesterday, you were supposed to make puts, money with puts. Now, buying out of the money. I can mention this on Spy and QQQ. There's no way you will make money with lottos buying out of the, I don't know why are people so focused on this. I don't even understand. There's no way you can do the same thing and expect different results. Every day I keep telling you guys, do not go, if you're trading lottos for Spy and QQQ, don't go over 3 points from the top or the bottom. If you're playing puts, if it's at 422, do not go below 419. 3 points. If you're buying a put and it's 416, 412, some others go crazy. Strike price, and you're buying the same day expiry, it's not gonna make you money. And guys, just go look at those contracts. You only needed to put in $50 to make 400 yesterday. So why is it you guys want to buy $10 $10 contracts? Those days, we are not in those days anymore. Those days, things used to happen like that. If you're trading during COVID times and still expecting the same moves during COVID, it's not gonna happen. We are not in those days. Those days you'll buy something, you wake up, you're like, oh my goodness, it's not the same time. Right here, we're struggling to break a level. It has to try up to 3. Before, you will not even be worried of some levels. You'll just be saying, oh, I'm just holding. We are not in COVID times, guys. If you're still doing this because you're expecting to get the same results, it's not gonna happen. Please, stop doing the same thing, expecting different results. You had an opportunity here, you had a second entry here. It's creating lower highs and lower lows. We knew it's been attempting to break 418. On Monday, I told you guys it's gonna break because it had done, we broke it the first time, broke it the second time. So the third attempt, you don't wanna miss. Okay, from 418, it's supposed to go, the next key level is 4.8. So if it's rejecting 4.8, you're getting calls for the pullback. If it's not going back to 418 and above, you're getting puts for continuation. You can't trade daily and buy out of the money. Buy at least 3 points. So contracts, you guys have $50 in your account. If you're not having $50, then it means every week you're doing something wrong. That $50 will make you 500. You're buying 2 contracts, putting 100, you have 1,000. You have money to trade the next day. Translate that 500. You don't use the whole 1,000. Use 500 to make you another 1,000 every day, until you have at least 5,000 running capital in your account. But every day you're making the same mistake, you're losing money, you're missing plays, you're going back to putting money in your account. You shouldn't be putting money in your account when you have these plays you already knew and put the plays to expect from Monday to Friday. And they are playing out exactly the same way. I said the key days this week is Wednesday and Thursday. Yesterday and today, the D days are Wednesday and Thursday. Those are the days you can be in a play the whole day. Okay? So we broke 418. So the next target, now you're working with target levels. Of course, before 4.8, we have to break 410. All these whole numbers are usually key levels. We have to break 410, but the key level is 4.8 and then 4.2. I know we usually have a hard time with 4.5. Every time Spy will tell you a new level that you have to be keen on next time. But this time, it didn't struggle as much with 4.18 that the way it usually does. It went, the first time it kissed it, went back up. The second time it broke it, went back up. The third time we broke it yesterday. Okay. So still, if we are above 418, our goal is to go back to 430. So any level below 430 is a lower high Any level below this 425, the previous lower high, you're getting puts. So the key days to this week were Wednesday and Thursday. So today, anytime you have this amount of drop, everybody will be struggling to take this stock up. If it's not going up, lower high, just get puts for continuation down. We're going to break this 410 for 8, for 8 for 2. The minute we break below 400, SPY always goes to 380. Always. It's not even about a question about it. It always goes back to 480. Sorry, 380. I know we have 397, we have 388, then we have 380. But the goal is it always goes back to 380. Okay? So I told you guys in July, historically, August, September, usually historically bearish months, but sometimes it spills over into October, and that's what has happened. We are spilling over to October. So until November, we see a sign of a good pullback. This bearish trend can continue. The economy is not doing well. We can't assume everything else going on. So if we are not getting some good news or something, the market is still gonna trend down. If you're still focused on bullish trend, sorry. Until we see some signs, but the closer SPY gets to 400, the weaker it's getting. Now, for ALGN, every time I need you need to find out after it reports earnings, what is the next date? Because it's always never put in earnings whispers. You barely see it on Weibo. You can only find it on, I don't know if bar chart will give you dates or Finviz. Finviz never misses a stock. I always miss it. It's because it's never there, and I usually focus mostly on earnings whispers. So just these key plays that I talk about, always just find the dates and just have it at hand. I totally forgot to look for it. Okay. So the key was to break 351. We did, went down all the way to 3. If the next support was 348, we broke it. We broke this 351. This was the previous support. So a bearish continuation, you're always expecting you're going to break the previous support, the 351. Okay, so we broke this. Now, the next support is supposed to be 340. It's been a while we were in these levels in May. So forgive me if I'm not remembering some of these key levels. Okay. So we had a gap fill here from 330 to 350, 353. Okay. So if you see this gap, expect the same gap to be filled when we keep going down. So we are below that, we broke 350. So there's a chance we can go all the way to 330. Okay, so that's the next big level, is to go down to 330. But of course we have 342, 330. What? This was the 348, which we broke. 345 here, but this was the key level, the 348. So the next big one is 330. But if you're going by 4-hour levels, mm, oh, we are getting our first snow today, so the air has become cold. Ah, I have to get rid of all those. Uh, good. If we still stay above 386, you remember we came from 386? Sometimes I time those pullbacks and they don't happen until market open. So that's why I say if you're putting in a lot of, that doesn't have to be above 100 to 150. If it pays well, but if you lose, you're not losing much. Uh, so we were there, we hit 419. The first time we hit 419, then we came down and then 406 lower high. The key level was to go back to 386, if you guys remember the 386. This is where we came from, 419. 50% retracement was 388. So we did 50% retracement. It tried to pull back 406 on Monday. Okay. We came down here yesterday. So today, based on, supposed to be day 2. Supposed to be day 2. We're supposed to get at least a bullish trend. But if it does not go back to 400, then it means we still creating lower high. We should be looking at puts. We should be looking at breaking, going back to this level, 354 on a longer time frame. Don't expect that on higher time frame. But we are supposed to go to this. This was the level post-COVID, 485, and we've never gone back to this level. So this was the first time we were at least breaking above this. Remember, it was on our key players last month sometime because it had not broken this level for a while. It was consolidating, not breaking this 386. And you see, we still have a squeeze on the weekly. It is supposed to either break out or break down. You guys are the ones who told me about spot. It was squeezing on the daily and weekly. And still, I don't know the person who told me about spot. If they traded spot, it went up and then it came down. So this is still supposed to get a breakout. Just don't know when, but we've never gone back to retest this level, 485. So if it still stays above 380, on the weekly is 380, on the daily, it's 391. So it needs to stay above 391. If it's not staying above 391, then we don't have a chance going up. We should be looking at going down. Okay. So it's supposed to be day 2 today for Lulu. So if the call is not working, you're getting puts. This is the last one. Now I'm running out of time. Okay, so it broke 420. The key level is 420. It broke it. So we know all semiconductors are trending down together with the QQQ. So ER to ER, we've never gone back to this level. So we had this should be 520. Then came down 49, then went back up, lower high, and then we're coming down. So any pullback, and we're still creating a lower high, we should be trending down. Okay, we broke our key level 420. Every time we break 420, so now here, this is the next support. So we're looking at the previous support, 409. So we're still going down. If it breaks 409, we have this 403. So this 403 was rejected here. So 403, but we know there's a gap fill. We came all the way down from 29. This previous earnings in May, when it went up over 100 points. So this gap fill, if you're seeing a gap fill, the same way it filled that this gap going down. So just do first of all 50% of that gap. So from 297, so let's say 300, it went to 420. So that is 120 points. So you divide that gap fill by 2, the same thing. So that's 160. So from 420 minus 60, what do you get? So that's 420 minus 60. Who can do the math? 360?
360.
Okay. So this is on long term. If we're still trending down, we are expecting to go at least to fill that gap halfway. 360. Okay. And NVIDIA, if we're still trending down, NVIDIA is capable of doing that. So that's how you do. At least the half that gap is 360. So if we break below 400, that's where we are headed. Okay. So today is the last week of October. If nothing is happening the first week of November, next week, then it means this bearish trend is still going to continue. We spilled over to October, but mostly November and December. November, December, January are usually bullish months. Historically, February and March are usually bearish months. So if we are not having a turnaround next month, next week, then it means the bearish trend is still continuing into November. So if you're tired already of this bearish trend, you can imagine if we have to go on with this for another month. Okay, and December, mostly people usually take breaks early for December, so we don't have the same kind of volume. Usually happen we have low volume during summer and also December, but we are usually bullish. So you can see here, you are bearish. I mean, I never come up with these things. You guys just need to go back and look last year and look. We were bearish. It went all the way from September. We were coming down September. This is October. We're still bearish. So we usually start getting bullish from October. But this whole October, we were bearish. So you see here, we hit 108. Then we started going up mid-October, but here we didn't recover mid-October. End of October, we were still bearish. Okay, so we started going up. The whole of November, we are bullish. Went all the way to December 13th, and then we had a pullback, and then we continued all the way to February. I know this is not the right stock to look at, but if you look at SPY and others, you will see the same thing. Those from October, we usually recover. But this time we've gone all the way to end of October, which is not a good sign for us. Okay? So I don't come up with these things. It's just historically how it is. So don't get tired with the bearish trend. If it keeps on until into November, then it means, this not a good sign. So we'll be looking on a longer time frame for halfway. To fill that gap halfway is up to 360 if we keep, especially if we break below 400. So we have 409 and 43. Okay, so the same thing for AVGO. There's no way you guys are not trading AVGO. It respects levels, is not as stressful as trading NVIDIA. Okay, I have to go. Any questions? So today is still a key day because anytime you have the market dropping like that, you will still find some resistance. So the first 1 hour up to mid-morning, if nothing is happening, then we're expecting to have a some move power hour. Okay, but you will find people trying to, everybody's in shock. Oh, SPY broke 418. It seems it wants to go lower. Everybody will try to push the market up. And then what happens is create lower highs, then we drop. So that's what you are anticipating for. That's why I said this week, Wednesday and Thursday were key days. Okay? I have to go. This girl has been bothered so much. And she usually goes back to take a nap, but after her sister goes to school, but the first 2 days, just passing around. So let's go
Thanks,
make,
Virginia.
thank you. Let's go make this money. And still, guys, who don't want to make 5K, we'll see you on Friday. Na
Thanks,
Nyagot,
Virginia. Yes.
usijui umerudi wapi? You are making, you're doing so well. Sasa sijui sasa what is happening.
We, wacha tu.
Okay. All right. See
Ni
you guys.
Mungu.
Ni Mungu. Thank you.
All right.